next guest is a legendary member of Ireland's Boys in Green. He played over 50 times for his country, 100 times for Liverpool, and 25 years ago became Bono's favourite footballer when he sent Ireland to the World Cup finals with this winner versus Holland at Lansdowne Road.
And a little cross in there, and it's come through here. McAteer! Amsterdam revisited.
And just when I couldn't love him anymore, his family also hail from County Down. Would you please welcome Jason McAteer? Two Liverpool legends side by side.
I know, never met either.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. No.
Oh, wow.
Although I just found out.
Yeah.
I just found out I was all over her sister's bedroom wall.
They're my brothers.
Oh, your brothers?
Oh, your brother.
Oh, sorry.
That's a big difference, Colin. That's a very big difference.
Yeah, apparently I was on the wallpaper.
Okay,
it was actual wallpaper, and there was four of you.
Can you remember who the others were?
I think it was definitely, it was
But she
Robbie
says
Fowler.
Redknapp. But she says Redknapp.
I think it was Redknapp and Robbie Fowler, and I don't know whether it was Phil Bob, you know?
Babsy?
Yeah.
Another Irish legend.
All the good-looking ones, Jason. All the good-looking.
Apart from Robbie.
So look, Liverpool legends, the pair of you, Ireland legend yourself. Growing up in Birkenhead, did you ever think you were going to be pulling on the green jersey?
No, not when I was pulling pints in a pub when I was 20 years of age, watching Ireland in Italy in Italia 90.
You were 20 when you were working in a pub?
Yeah, I was pulling pints, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I watched the... I used to make sure my shift was when Ireland played, because obviously I was a Liverpool fan, and John Aldridge, Ronnie Whelan, Steve Staunton were playing.
Big heroes, yeah.
So then watching them go and meet the Pope, them shell suits with the green and the white, and it was like... I just remember looking at them thinking, and obviously then the Romania, and then they play Italy, and I just remember thinking, oh, I'd love to play for them. It must be brilliant. But I was playing pub football. So I was 20 years of age.
Wow, so you're playing pub football, then you turned pro, then England were looking for you to play, and then Big Jack came in and said, you have a granddad in County Down.
Apparently. Yeah, that's kind of how it happens, yeah. No, I was... They're
McAteers and Newry, that's all I know, so, you know, you're good to go.
We'll get into that in a minute.
OK.
But yeah, I turned pro when I was 20, and then 93, that was for Bolton. And then 93, Jimmy Armfield, who was working for England at the time, he came to Burnden Park, home of Bolton Wanderers Football Club, and just said, listen, we'd love you to play for England. And I went, thanks, yeah. And listen, it was a brilliant moment. It was like my career, you know, I was working in a pub 3 years earlier, and it was like, next thing I'm being asked to play for England. So we went out the room, out the manager's office, and I said to Bruce Rioch, I said, I don't want to play for England, I want to play for Ireland. And he said, OK, I'll ring the FAI. And then the next game, Jack Charlton turned up. And he approached me in the players' lounge after the game, and he just said, listen, we play Russia next week. Do you want to come over and play? And I went, I'd love to, Mr. Charlton. And that was it. I came over and played against Russia, and then I was playing for Ireland.
Wow. And all thanks to the McAteers from County Down.
Yeah, so apparently my great-grandfather was from County Down, and the funny story about that was after the World Cup in '94, UEFA and FIFA, they kind of got together and said, listen, we need the players now to hold the passport from the country that they're actually playing for. So, as you know, there was a lot of lads who were born in England playing for Ireland, so we all held English passports, so all that had to change. And I remember taking a phone call off the secretary of the FAI, and she said, listen, she said, we found 3 McAteers from County Down. She said, I just can't be bothered looking any further. She said, do you want to pick one for your granddad? Shouldn't have told that story, really. So I picked some fella from County Down. And next game, my passport was on the bed, and fully fledged Irishman.
So look, Colin, this is how easy it is. Obviously, Wayne's grandparents are Irish. You've got the Mayo connection. Is there a chance we might see the boys pulling on a green jersey?
They're still young, yeah. We haven't got to that point, but, you know, I think they'd be proud to play for Ireland, yeah. But I don't know, we don't know. Let them make the decision, yeah.
So we could be related, right?
We could be related. Yes.
Should we find out?
Well, I mean, it's probably not the DNA test that either of us want to take, Chris.
Imagine.
Imagine. So, look, obviously, the guys are heading to Prague this week to try to get a result for qualification. You have already done that. You scored the winner against Holland 25 years ago.
Yeah.
What are your memories of that? Should we have a look at the goal again? Let's have a look at this again. Here we go. What's your memories of this?
Being in the wrong place at the right time. Amazing, yeah. It's, you know, you go through your career and, I mean, Wayne's got loads of moments like that, you know. For me, it was one, and it was it was a very special one, but it was my moments, and, you know, as a collective, it was a great performance by the lads, by the squad. But it was nice to get the winner, and we held on, win 1-0, knock Holland out, and then we get to the playoffs. It was kind of where the lads are right now, you know.
Yeah.
And we'd missed out on, you know, I went 94, but I didn't play in the qualifier, so I didn't really know what it was all about, really. I just sort of got on the back end, but ended up going to the World Cup and playing a big part of it in 94 in America, which was amazing. But then we missed out in 96, Jack's last campaign. We missed out in 98, 2000. And then obviously we went through the campaign 2002. That went and happened, and we managed to get a playoff against Iran, and it was, you know, we got through that, thankfully, and World Cup.
World Cup. What I love about this, Colleen, is that when he scored that goal, you two were playing in Slane that night.
Oh, mental.
And there was a phone call that came into the dressing room through Mick Byrne, the physio.
Yeah.
From?
Bono.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound true, does it? That's how I took it when he told me. It was mental, right? So I've obviously scored, and then I came off because I got cramp, and then I was just willing the final whistle to arrive, and then obviously the ref blows the whistle. You know, you find that energy again, you're on the pitch, and it was quite emotional. I was going through a bit of a hard time in my private life and stuff, and I'd left Liverpool, and I was gutted about that, and it just, things weren't going too well. So to get that moment was brilliant. And then I came off the pitch, and I went into the toilet to kind of compose myself, because everyone was hugging, and, you know, I was a bit emotional. I was crying and all that in the dressing room and stuff. And I went in to compose myself. And Mick Byrne, the physio, who Mick's the kind of character, when you lose, he'd pick you up. When you won, he was partying. He was like our dad or uncle, you know. He was everything, Mick. He's such a lovely fella. And he followed me into the toilet to see if I was all right. And he gave me a big hug, said, well done. And then he just said to me, he said, listen, you know, you two are in Slane tonight. And I kind of knew they were playing. And he said, listen, I've just had a phone call off Bono. I'm thinking, you've just had a phone call off Bono. And he said, he wants you to go on stage with him tonight in front of 100,000 people. And I'm like,
OK,
what?
so Colleen, if you get that phone call, what are you doing?
I go on stage.
Of course you're going to do.
Yeah,
so what did you do?
I didn't believe him, right? So I thought, so I said to him straight away, I went, well, how's he going to get me there? And straight away he went, he's got a helicopter waiting for you. So this is getting bigger and bigger, this story, and more unbelievable. And then the line that got me where I thought, this is not true, is when he went to me, stay in your kit and don't get a shower. No. Right? And I'm like, I ain't going to Slane, like, stinking and, like, in me kit and that, and having to go out in front of 1,000 people. And I thought, this is a lie. And I said to him, listen, tell Bono I'm out with John Aldridge tonight, and after the show, we can come for a pint in Dublin. Like, we'll have a pint and that, thinking it was a lie.
So you went out with John Aldridge, and you left Bono hanging.
And all the team and that.
And poor Bono had to do this on his own at Slane Castle.
Just once. Just once. Close your eyes and imagine it's Jason McAteer.
Mad, isn't it? So obviously I was away, still none the wiser that I was ever supposed to go on stage, and I was away, and this Irish kid comes up to me and he went, I was at Slane the night you scored the goal. He said, weren't you supposed to run it? And I went, how did you know that? And he showed me that clip, and you know when I've watched it for the first time and I've actually gone, oh my God, I was supposed to walk out. I've messed up here, royally messed up. And yeah, if I could go back in time. And do you know the other thing as well? It's like I had a mad crush on Nelly Furtado. Right, mad crush on her. And then I found out years later she was supporting you too.
Oh, so you could have done two things
I could have married Nelly Furtado, yeah. Imagine that.
Nelly Furtado could have been in his wallpaper.
Gutted.
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 You know, so Bono, from one Irish legend to another, you recently made up with Roy Keane. Yeah, tell us how you fell out with Roy and how you made up.
Everyone fell out with Roy.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
No, we fell out, you know, the infamous Saipan incident. Does anyone know about that? And, yeah, we fell out. And me and him had gone through our careers, our Irish careers together, because we're similar age. But then there was the Man United, Liverpool thing where we didn't get on. And then it was like we got older and it was a little bit, you know, we patched it up a little bit as we got older. And then the Saipan incident happened and we proper fell out. And then we had an incident on the football pitch where United came to Sunderland and we had a big fight in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, I think we got a...
Have you got a clip on that?
There we go, yeah. We think we got a visual on that. There it is, yeah.
There's me telling him I love him.
There's you been held back by quite a lot of people.
I know, no one's holding me back, see
exactly,
that?
Yeah.
About 20 holding him back. And, yeah.
So then how did you make up?
So for 20 years, we actually didn't speak. And, like, we would bump into each other. Like, I bumped into him at Wembley. I held the door open. He just walked through. He did say thanks, but he proper blanked me. I'd see him on planes. I'd see him... you know, various different places, and he would walk past me like he'd never met me in the street. Do you know him? You know him,
I
don't
do
you?
know.
Yeah.
I don't know him well, but Wayne does the podcast with him.
Yeah. So, and do you know what? I was a little bit gutted, but I kind of thought, well, if you're going to treat me like that, I'm going to treat you the same. So you know, when he said something in the press derogatory about me, I'd go back at him, and then it's been like that for 20 years. And then... do you know Barnshaw Smithy? You know, the cafe, right?
That's by mine.
Anyone know it? No.
So this is a cafe by your house?
It's by
my
ours.
house.
Okay.
It's by our house, yeah. It's like a posh cafe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So my wife wanted to go there for a cup of coffee, right, after the school run. So I said, come on, we'll go. This is only last year it was. So we go in, and he's in there with his family, and of course I'm like, and it's only tiny, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God.
I actually
like,
filmed some of my
do you?
Wagatha Disney thing in there, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
it is really nice. If you're ever in Czechia, go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see Roy.
And was Roy sitting there skyling at Jason?
And Colleen. And on a Wednesday, you'll see me.
All right.
And I've walked in, and he's in there with the family, and I'm like, oh, God. Anyway, he doesn't let on to me, right? So I go round the corner just to, you know, get out the way. Anyway, 10 minutes later, he gets up, and he walks out with the family. And then 20 minutes later, I ask for the bill. And the waitress comes over, and she says, oh, your bill's been paid. And I went, who's paid your bill? And she went, Roy's paid your bill. And I got, like, really upset. And I'm getting a bit, like, emotional now thinking about it. And I just thought, like, 20 years? We've wasted 20 years of our life, and he's gone and bought me breakfast 20 years. Like, what a time to do it. Well, mine's only had a bacon butty and a coffee. And so, like, I was telling the waitress the story, and she was like, And anyway, so when I left, I rang Jamie Carragher up, because obviously he does the podcast with him, and I said, and I know Carragher. And I said, Jay, I said, Roy's gone and paid me bill in the cafe after 20 years. He's like held out an olive branch. I said, would you just ring him and ask him if I can have his number? And, you know, I want to say thank you. And an hour later, he rang me back and he said, Roy appreciates the thank you, but you're not having his phone number. And he still got me by a bit of string.
That is so good. That is so good. So look, big game on Thursday. What are the chances, do you think,
a little bit disappointed, like, with the momentum's kind of died down, because it was such a great week, wasn't it? We had Portugal and Hungary. But listen, it's football, and we go over there full of optimism.
Any advice for Troy? You've obviously scored a goal to get us through.
Yeah, it's a big night. The team that handles the nerves the best. Listen, the form book goes out the window. If you can handle the nerves, the enormity of the situation, that'll be the team that comes through. We're capable of doing it, and I hope we do, because we come back here on the Tuesday, don't we? And I get another night out. So please, I'm praying.